guys, it's Courtney AKA Travel Teach, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about opening up your schedule. This video is meant for teachers who are new to PalFish or who are trying to perhaps revamp their schedule. This is going to be the first technical video that I'm doing, so I hope that I'll be able to show you about your schedule, about the schedule differences, and to give my own advice on how to open it. So let's get started. The major consideration that you need to make before you open your schedule is how many hours you want to be teaching a week. This can depend on your lifestyle, this can depend on what month it is, this can depend on a lot of things, but most of all, it depends on you. So I think before you even open up the schedule, before you even get into that, I would think about how many hours you feel comfortable sitting in front of the screen. You also have to consider your mobility during that time, if you're comfortable for sitting 2 to 3 hours on end. And of course, if you're in the Americas, in that time zone, you also have to think about, will you be comfortable waking up that early and teaching? The second thing I think you need to consider before opening up your schedule is how far in advance you feel comfortable scheduling classes. You know, when you're starting out, of course, you're gonna get a lot of trials, and trials generally come within the same week. For example, let's say that you're accepted to the course and that you become an official teacher on Sunday night, and Monday morning you are going to start getting trials. So in this case, with the new teachers, you are more likely to get booked closer to the time that you're opening up the schedule. But in the long game, those people who are putting those trials or, the official students into your schedule, they are also considering, well, how far in advance are you open? Are you really committed to this? And they want to see that commitment. They want to see that you are planning 3 weeks in advance, because even though parents can only book 2 weeks out, admin and class admins can see our schedules 3 weeks in advance. So this is a very important consideration to make, how far in advance you're going to open. And my own personal advice would be to open up all 3 weeks, to make your plans set for those 3 weeks once you get started, and then to alter as the time comes along. When I say alter as the time comes along, I don't mean to cancel the classes. In your first 3 weeks, I would say it's very important that you are set to that schedule and that you can teach when you say you are going to teach. This will definitely affect your classes that you will get in the future, especially with the official students, those students who have already joined the course. So try to commit, try to stay open as much as you can, but at the same time to be realistic in choosing which hours you will stay open. The third consideration before opening your schedule is, are you going to open the weekly slots or are you just going to open day by day? This is another one that depends totally on you and your lifestyle, what's going on in your life, etc. But I will say that there are key advantages to opening weekly slots. First of all, class admin are notified that you have those slots open weekly and are more likely to give you an official student who wants that time slot every week, especially if they can't find another teacher at that time slot and they like you. When you're opening up your schedule, I would definitely consider this. Am I available every week to teach at this time? And can I make some commitment to be available every week at this time? This is really important, and PalFish has even put even more importance on this by giving teachers 2 points for every week that they have at least 8 weekly slots open for that week. So we can see the shift. When I first started on PalFish, this was not a key consideration, but we can see a shift. Students want to have the same teacher at the same time every week, maybe 2 times a week, maybe 3 times a week. And so when you're first getting started, having those slots open as weekly, what you will actually want to teach is very important. I see a major flaw in a lot of new teachers is that they go in and they open the whole schedule as weekly. But if you choose the actual hours that you really do want to teach, if you're thinking ahead of the game, if you're thinking into this will be my permanent schedule, I think this is a more successful tactic because those slots are more likely to be booked. Now I'm going to shift the conversation a little bit and I'm going to show you actually what the schedule looks like. So now that we're looking at the schedule, you can see that on my schedule, I have some slots that are weekly slots and some slots that do not say weekly. Why do I have those slots that don't say weekly? Well, I'm not full-time on PalFish, so I try to open additional slots when I can. This is why I'm maybe not available to teach those slots every week, but because I keep parents informed in my student group, I'm able to get those slots booked by students who are already my regular students. Now we're looking at a date in January, and I want to show you what happens when you open the schedule. So when you open the schedule, you can see that there is a small PalFish in the right-hand corner of the time slot that you have opened. And the time slot turns green. That means it's available to be booked. But remember, students and parents can only book 2 weeks out. So when I click on the time slot, you can see here that it gives me the option to apply it to every week. And again, that's advised. PalFish puts a strong emphasis on this because they want the students to be able to book the same time every week with the same teacher. You can also choose to apply this to every day, but because of my schedule, I have never chosen this option. I'm not full-time on PalFish, as I've said, so applying to every day would cause me quite a bit of trouble. You can see that if you choose apply to every week when you're opening that slot, that it turns to weekly. All weekly classes are available to be fixed by the class admin. This is the Chinese teacher who is in charge of the students. Each Chinese teacher can have up to 200 or 300 students. So you can understand that it's quite a task for them to schedule those weekly slots, to make the fixed appointments. And we definitely need to consider it when they send us a message. Even if the message doesn't look like it's from an official class admin, it probably is. You can also see that when we click on the slot and click open to all students, that little PalFish goes away. The reason why that goes away is because now that slot is not open for only official students. It can be open for free talk as well. So be careful when you're opening your schedule if you only want to open for official kids course. Don't click on open to all students. And you can see too that when you click back on that slot, that it goes back and you can revert it to open to official course only. Before we open our schedules, there are 3 key things that we need to consider. Firstly, we need to have a certainty of our teaching hours. How many hours are we actually available each week to teach? Secondly, how far in advance can we be certain of our schedule? And so how far in advance can we open our schedule on PalFish? And are you available at the same time every week? If so, make your slots weekly. If not, don't make them weekly. I hope today's video has been helpful and will help you make the important considerations before opening your schedule on PalFish. And as I imagine that you are a new teacher watching this, I wish you the best of luck. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up sign and subscribe to my channel for more great content. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.